Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the Alive Church Xfinity Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where we bring you the Armed Forces Appreciation 200. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Adam the Bulldog Newton. Adam, a special night at a special track here tonight.
Yep, we're going to have some really good-looking paints out there to look at tonight. A fast track, a little loose on the first couple laps, so it should be entertaining, but should be a hot night in the Queen City.
Well, it certainly should. Our little track map not showing up for some odd reason, but maybe it's because it's been newly redone out here. What do you think about the improvements made to Charlotte Motor Speedway?
I think it's pretty cool. I've run here since the update, and I actually won in the trucks, and I like the update. It gives it a little bit of different markers that you got to drive by getting into the corners. It's a little bit different on the entry and exit, but pit road's still tricky. They did move the cone, so you know there's a couple little nuances that you got to deal with, but overall I like the new update.
All right, there you have it, folks. You see there, you got the U.S. Air Force machine, and we'll be checking in on some of these cars tonight on this Armed Forces Appreciation broadcast, and a lot of patriotism going on here tonight, and I love to see it. Adam, you know, nobody works harder for the country, your country, than the armed forces. These guys put it all on the line when they sign up, don't they?
They sure do, and you know they ultimately, you know, when you go to serve the country, it's a huge honor, and you know some people sacrifice their lives, and they do, you know, sacrifice time and away from their families and give the ultimate to protect us and our loved ones is a major blessing and a honor.
Yeah, it certainly is. Let's check in on the championship standings going in. Unofficial, once again, I always like to say that. Lance Ripka out front, small lead over Jason Jackson. Daren Bruce has propelled himself up into third with a win last week. You got Tony Ratliff and Adam Recker in the top five. Jason Spear, A. Bear, Leal, Rachel Hunt, and Eric Beller in your top 10. Adam, I mean, the battle in this series is getting tight at the top here. We've seen Bruce win last week. Do you expect him to be in the hunt again tonight? And what else do you expect out of these guys?
Well, I've been seeing some different people be different fast at different times. But yes, I do expect the Wharton to be up front. We still got some guys that are riding some hot streaks right now. Spear's been on a hot streak. Sheffield's been on a hot streak. I expect Leo to do good things tonight, and Paul Travis running a really, really cool race car to honor his father tonight. You know, there's several guys we got to keep our eyes on, and especially like Adam Recker and Jackson. But you know, I'm trying not to forget nobody, but we've definitely seen some speed out of a bunch of guys this season.
Yeah, I think what we're getting at here, Adam, is that it's a deep field, especially tonight. Looks like everybody came to play. Let's get into tonight's starting grid. George Leal returns to the point, the 51, with a time at 29.83 3, 4. Paul Travis Sr. You just talked about his paint job. He puts it on the outside of the pole. Daren Bruce and Brandon Sheffield will start in row 2. Row 3 features the 89 of Troy Torgerson with Claus Williams on his outside. Row 4, it's James Bear and Edward Kane. Row 5 features Michael Ottaviani and Adam Recker. Starting in 11th will be Jason Jackson. 12th is Rachel Hunt. It looks like Rachel got herself a little patriotic scheme as well. We look a little further back. You got Rick Thompson and Michael Fleming in row 7. Brad Collins and Jason Spear in row 8. Gilly, Spear, or were the two Ashleys, sorry, in row 9. Gilly and Spear, Valley and Buskirk, Kulikowski and Baris. That's the top 22. And we look even further back. You have Beller, Brantley, Tony Ratliff, Robert LePrime, Ian Spear, and George Dibble running out a very solid 30-car field here tonight. Looks like 2 did not make the start tonight. However, they may start from the pits here.
Well, Dean, let's get how close are we to going green? We still
Close.
one lap?
Coming out of 4 right now.
Yeah, all these beautiful paint schemes all botched up, getting ready to go green, folks.
All right, here we go. Leo and Travis lead them to the green flag. We're racing here in the Armed Forces Appreciation 200.
Yeah, they got a little bundled up there on the bottom right there, and looks like Sheffield and Paul K is getting ready to pull away a little bit.
I think the bottom actually went through, so Bruce and Leal go on through on the bottom. There is Torgerson.
I'm wondering if we're going to see the same thing we saw on Tuesday night. Leal got loose.
Wicked loose, and he's jamming him up back there. Great job of braking. Holy smokes, that's Jason. And they're wrecking.
Big wreck.
Looks like the braking did not hold up all the way through the field. We got ourselves a pileup.
Yeah,
so, wow, Adam, a great job by some, and perhaps something secondary happened. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looked like, even though Leal was trying to ease back into the part, some guys stacked up and some guys weren't paying attention.
Mickey drives into Collins, gets collected late. Let's go rewind this a little bit and see how this actually happened. So we go a quarter speed here. Let's see if we can find it. They're checking up in front of us, and everybody doing a nice job. Here comes Spear and Collins. There's a 63 coming in a little hot. That's Ashley. Late break there from Ashley. The Toad Man gets into him. And around they go, and that was it. So the Toad Man got into the late breaking 63, and the other Ashley, Tom, also involved. Wow.
And they had been on a pretty good hot streak here recently, but, those checkups happen so quick. It's, that's one of the fastest parts of the track right there.
Yeah, and they're just not ready for it this early, I guess. I don't know, but got to get on those brakes, especially at the back of the field. We got guys coming on pit road. Interesting decisions here. Travis comes in all alone. Everybody else fakes it at him. There's a look at that beautiful paint job, but he is all alone on pit road.
Yeah, and I want to comment on this beautiful paint. Let's give a shout out to Paul Travis. He served in our country for many years, and he passed away. And then, that's Paul E. Travis. He served in our country, and he passed away in 2017 from Agent Orange, and he battled courageously with cancer for many years. He gave the ultimate sacrifice, and I couldn't be prouder to watch him display this car in his father's honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough, just a testament to what people go through when they sign up for this deal. It's not an easy deal, it's not a fair deal, and we must honor them because they sacrifice everything for the freedom of others, Adam.
Yes, they sure do, and to be, like we said earlier, to be a part of the country and to serve in that manner is just amazing.
It is. Hopefully, Paul, okay there on pit road. Some others did join from further back on pit road. Kulikowski, Mickey Spear coming back out along with Baris. The Toad Man was in. The two Ashleys, not a night for them. Let's get a look at their paint jobs. I'm sure they worked on them here. That's a U.S. Army car, a Tom Ashley. And there's Herb Ashley got the Air Force machine out, so sad to see those cars in the garage here tonight.
I'm wondering when they were coming down this front stretch, Dean, it looked like somebody hit the wall coming off forward, and I'm wondering if that wasn't pork chop.
It may have been, Adam. Didn't see everything that happened there. Definitely difficult. Started up front. Leo got a little loose. Don't know if he got a little push or anything, but we did see it in practice too, Adam. Cars spinning off the track, so they're a little loose early, and that's something people have to. These tires, they got to come up to heat first, Adam.
Yeah, and it was just like in the truck series too, and it seemed like with this new configuration, it took a lot more time for the tires to heat up, and they were still, a little bit on the loose side until about the middle way of the run.
Pace car off the track. Bruce and Torgerson, and now out front, Sheffield and Abear in row 2. Great start by Bruce. A little slow on the top side from Torgerson. Sheffield going to come on through. Abear makes a move down the track to try to come underneath them as well.
Man, they rocketed it out real quick right there. Sheffield and Water got away from the field real quickly.
Yeah, and that's something you can do here. You can get away a little bit. And you see behind there, Abear pushing up a bit. So Torgerson having a bit of a rough go here, being on that outside. He finally gets in line. He'll settle in here. Bruce and Sheffield have gotten away a bit.
Yeah, and normally, what we've seen in the past, and that's a real thing, in things past, we saw guys work together in kind of draft. And the guys that can draft together, they will pull away from the field if they stay in line.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, there's going to be that opportunity here tonight. These guys get, once we get this run going here, it'll heat up a bit and people will have that opportunity. Right now on the high line, that looks like Claus Williams. No surprise there, is it, Adam?
No, and I'll tell you, that paint scheme that Jason Jackson was running, I am digging that. That Navy paint scheme is sharp.
Let's get a look at it. Look at there. A little blue and yellow Navy machine looking sharp for sure. I'm sure we'll see more of that car as we go along. You see George Leal trying to work his way back up to the front here.
Yeah, coming off turn 2 right then, we saw the Dibble Dog fans, but I hope that Dibble can keep that car off the wall. He scraped up the side of them McDonald's fries.
Let's have a look at George Dibble's car here. Dibble has moved up to 16th position. Looking all right from here, Adam. Brad Collins, he's back on pit road, so not the night he was hoping for. Bruce the warden, if you will, walking away here, Adam.
Yeah, this track suits Daren very well. And I expect him to do big things tonight.
Yeah, he is setting a torrid pace, no doubt. Sheffield being patient here. You know he's got a plan, Adam. This is intentional, you believe?
Possibly, because the fuel window is, between 60 and 70 laps. Yeah, he could be just a little bit uncomfortable with the car because, like I said, they were driving a little bit loose at the start of the run. Could be that too.
Yeah, and it could be. It could be a loose setup. Guys not too used to that. They're used to that right front burn-off car, so we'll see how that plays out as we go. There's a look at Claus Williams behind Torgerson. Adam Recker sitting in 6th now. He's picked up 4. Leal, of course, early problems, but he's coming back. He sits in 7th. And Jackson, Kane, Otto Viani in your top 10. He's got challengers all around him.
Yeah, Thompson is definitely getting right up on there. You see how Rachel is just getting out that groove, and she's trying to use that high side to her advantage.
Let's get a look at that paint job from Rachel Hunt. Looking sharp there. Got that patriotic scheme going.
And that Michael Fleming's car is a good looking ride too tonight.
Racing way up into the wall slightly, and it is that Fleming. It's a great looking paint for sure. Almost got the fatigue colors going. Bruce setting a torrid pace. Still about a 10th faster. Abear has moved to 2nd now. Torgerson slipped into 3rd. Williams 4th, and we've lost someone. Sheffield has fallen dramatically.
It looked like his car got a little foggy coming off the 4 a little while ago.
Yeah, he must have. Very interesting. You don't see Sheffield fade too often, but here tonight he is. You see Williams still rocking the high side there, and that's something you can definitely do. I'd say it works better in 1 and 2 than 3 and 4, Adam.
Oh, that's very true. We saw that the other night with Pistol. He was rocking and rolling around there, but then you had Emmon on the bottom, and these cars, it's been a little bit of the same tale.
You see Tom Ashley, the hoodless machine. He's almost naked out there, Adam.
He's trying to dig for them points. Every point counts.
I love it.
You never know when we can have a caution, and it looks like Toad Man just went on the pit road again.
So the Toad Man, issues with that machine. He is on pit road. Bruce continuing to lead. Abear, we know he likes to come to the front early. The 25 looking strong here tonight.
Yeah, Claus is still ripping that high line, but looks like it's working in 1 and 2, but he's struggling in 3 and 4 with it.
Yeah, and I think he's got to get to the bottom in 3 and 4. I think that would be great for him to recognize that. 2 distinctly different turns. Leal looking for racing room. Can't find any. He'll follow Recker. Recker trying to make the pass here. I think he'll get that done. He will.
Yeah, he barely got it, but yeah, that help was right there with Leal, so that helped him get by. And Sheffield's trying to do the same thing.
Claus looking for a home, stuck on that high side. Watch out for Kane tonight, too. He sits here in 9th. Got a funny feeling about that Kane machine tonight. I don't know what it is, Adam. It could be gas.
Yeah, He's another one of the guys that you have to watch. He's really good on the long run.
The Paul Travis machine stuck back here in 18th position. So that pit stop not paying off yet, Adam, but I think this is a fuel mileage play by the 88.
And it certainly looks that way. Him and you got Daryl. Actually, is that Daryl or Ian? Ian back there, rocking there with him. And so is Nick Reese and Corey Burshwick. He's back there as well.
Yeah, we see the big possum, Jason Brantley back here. So these guys, and there's LaPrime and Kulikowski. They're off the pace. Mickey Spear all alone at the back here. But it's Daren Bruce, the early story, still running good times, 31.37 to A-Bears, 31.36. Adam Recker starting to heat up. He was a little bit faster last time by.
Yeah, Recker looks good as usual. I mean, he's keeping that car glued in there to that line.
Yeah, this little grouping here of Wrecker, Leal, who goes underneath them here in Sheffield, are cars to watch for sure. Claus Williams still hemorrhaging here on that high line. He ain't giving up on it though, Adam.
He isn't, and it's been a real treat to watch him try to keep the speed up right there.
Well, let's go on board with Claus Williams and just see what he can do here on that high side. Right in front of him, Jason Jackson rocking the Navy machine. Pretty quiet wheel there, Adam.
He is, and that's kind of shocking, especially for where he was riding just a little while ago.
Yeah, not putting much turn, now down to the line. We'll see what he does here in 3 and 4. Yeah, and he is definitely getting back down to the bottom now. I love it. Getting those tires down on the line.
It looks like they're slowly but surely catching back up to doubling them right now.
Rachel Hunt, Michael Fleming here, battle for 11th place. Otto Viani right behind them. Of course, this time of year, Adam, great time of year for sports. You got all your major sports, some starting, some ending, but you get them all this time of year.
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch much of the sports. I did get to watch the race today, but just very briefly.
Seemingly in his own race here tonight. He's got the Alive Church machine out there. Let's take a look at it. And don't forget, live fully alive.
Yeah, Daren's lead is holding steady. Abear has been able to close up a little bit. It's back down to 152 right now.
Yeah, some others starting to heat up. Sheffield fastest last time. Wrecker's fast. Jackson's looking faster. So guys have shown patience early, starting to get better times now. So the Warden's going to have to hold them all off.
looking pretty sporty here all of a sudden as well.
And Thompson a threat each and every time out here. He's showing speed, showing a little reckless abandon with that machine at times, Adam. And I mean, maybe pushing it a little harder than it wants to early, but I respect it. I mean, you come to race, don't you?
Yeah, you don't come here to parade around. You come here to race your car, get some points, try to win that championship.
Absolutely. Good battle brewing here. Looks like Royce Valley. Let's get a look at his paint job for tonight. And he's got the Air Force on there as well. I love it. The 47, looking sporty. He's up 7 spots here tonight. And he's looking at Michael Fleming and Rachel Hunt in front of him.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much more movement in the back, but Paul Key is definitely catching that backpack.
So Paul Travis starting to make some moves. And I think this is the interesting thing, Adam. You ride around a little bit, maybe saving fuel, just taking it easy, and then you keep doing that for the whole run, but somewhere in the middle of the run you realize, I might be the fastest car on the track.
Well, I think that extra gas can play into his hands in multiple ways. It also will help the handling of the car, especially if it starts getting tight. He'll stay on the neutral side.
You see Gilly at the back of this pack. He is at least a lap down with that pit stop he did. In front of him, you got Dibble. You got Tony Ratliff and Jason Spear in this group, along with Fleming, and then there's Valley. Bruce now out to a 2-second lead over A-Bear. He's starting to extend it a little bit here. Leal trying to make a move on Torgerson. Torgerson low. Leal high. Sheffield looking behind him, and Wrecker lurking. What a group we have here.
Yeah, Troy is actually making a little bit of noise here as well.
Sheffield takes to the high side here. He'll try and wrap it and get a run. Looks like he will. So put Sheffield up to 4th, Torgerson back to 5th. Claus Williams now back to 8th. He's got Thompson and Kane along with Otto Viani behind him.
Daren is really just, he is in a whole nother race by himself. I thought A-Bear was closing the gap, and Daren grabbed another gear.
Yeah, and then that's what Daren does. You think he's out there burning his stuff up. I assure you he is not. Daren's out there in clean air, and he's working that machine. He's going to be tough to beat if this is the gap he has already. He's opened up about a 2-second gap. Big battle. Leal looking for 2nd. A-Bear on the high side. A-Bear is falling back here to this pack. He's going to get swallowed up if they all get underneath him here.
Yeah, A-Bear's got to get back down there on the bottom.
Leal powers through. I think he was clear momentarily, but the run brings A-Bear back. Leal should get him through 3 and 4 here.
He's hanging tight, though. I'll give him that.
Oh, there's no give up in that 25, Adam. James A-Bear going to race you and race you hard for it. can
looking
see
in
the
that little
different
group.
lines.
Yeah, Jackson is actually closed back up on that group too. So it's a pretty good group, but they need to single out if they're going to try to catch the Warden.
Yeah, well, Leo's finally clear, so he gets clear with a 2.7 deficit to Bruce. And now it looks like Bear trying to battle back still, so maybe Leo's work not quite done yet. Now Sheffield will take a run at Bear, and Bear looks like he was content to stay up the track. Now he goes down the track as Leo went up there to block his air a little bit.
And that's what you have to do, but man, Torkelson's there. Sheffield is going to try that outside line, and maybe, you know, he can make it stick, because that is a good line to use.
This group currently led by George Leal ran a 31.84. Daren Bruce out front, a 31.77. So the only one on the track faster that I see right off the hop is Otto Viani, who's all alone in 8th here. So Otto Viani's starting to pick up the pace. Now, I talked to the Warden pre-race, and he was a little worried about Otto Viani, you know. Otto almost ran him down during the last race they had, but Bruce did win. So can he do something here tonight late in the run? We're on lap 42 of 135.
Yeah, these guys right here, man, they have been bottlenecked right here for the last several laps. Thompson just cannot get around Kane right now.
Yeah, it's interesting here. He can't seem to pass from the high side. Not enough grip on entry, so these guys are having to get out of it a little too much on entry. Can't make it all up on exit. Further back, Travis still working his way back up here.
Yeah, I've been watching Travis's lap times. He's got some really, really good speed in that car.
See Dibble on the high side, Hunt down low. Valley, finally he gets clear of Kane, so Royce Valley wins that battle of that group, and Valley at him, he's up 12 spots here already.
The Valley's car, it looks good and stable, and it's good to see him having a good run right now.
Yeah, he needs a good solid run, and he's got one going. Thompson, he's taking the pit road. So lap 45, perfect. He's done the math at him. He's in here at the third way marker. He's going with a 2-stopper. You think some of these people are going for 1 stop, don't you?
Yeah, based off what we were hearing, some rumblings in the garage, I think, you know, this may be an unscheduled stop, but if it is a 2-stopper, more power to him.
It's a definite scheduled stop. Lap 45, exactly a third of the way. He's going 2-stopper. And, you know, we got a fairly long race here. I think if he makes mistake-free, that's the key. He's got a small shot at it here. But, I mean, Bruce, with the pace he's setting, he's going to be tough to catch. This last time by Leal, 0.04 of a second faster than Bruce. The lead now 2.9 seconds.
Yeah, he's just on fire. I mean, what else can you say?
I think it's that Yeti Cup that fuels Daren Bruce.
I think so.
Bear continuing to slide a little bit back down to 5th now. Now he's dealing with Wrecker. Can Wrecker do something? Wrecker way up to the wall. And that's how you do it. That's how you get a run through 1 and 2. Get right up there on that wall, Adam.
Yeah, he got a monster run right there, but And Abear is fighting back there on the bottom of 3 and 4.
I mean,
I think he's going to close the deal right here. Yep.
I think Wrecker's found exactly how to run that high line. You see these guys trying to run a lane or two off the wall. It's not working. You put it right up by the wall at him, you get a little bonus almost of that wall cushion.
That's definitely what it looked like right then.
I mean, we talked about it before. We talk about it with, with a guy like Jared Carr or something. He'll talk about the wall effect. And you got to get up there and you got to get close to it, Adam. Jason Jackson, he's on pit road.
Yep. Here, I'm wondering if we're going to have any more takers.
I think you're going to see the majority of people pitting. I think Paul Travis is certainly trying to stretch it. I think some others will try to stretch it. I don't know if it'll work or not, but anybody on a two-stopper, if you can hear me, get your butts to pit road. Adam, I'm yelling at them each and every race. They love to go long here.
They do, and look at how much Troy is all in the mirror. There comes Rachel Hunt to pit road.
Torgerson, this is going to be a good track for him. He makes a move on Sheffield. A tough man to pass any day of the week. Torgerson low, Sheffield high. They stay even. Wrecker and Ottaviani behind, looking for room.
And Troy's got to help the momentum to try to get by. See if he can close the deal, which looks, man, he's fighting hard.
He's fighting hard, but he's fighting a losing battle at Sheffield. He's going to go through. There goes Wrecker. I think he said, enough of this. I want to get to the bottom. He let them all go. Daren Bruce from the lead to pit road. He is on lap 52, going to 53. He comes in. Sheffield joins him. So about 8 laps past the third way marker, we have pit stops. George Leal, now the leader. Torgerson trying to hold on to second, but Wrecker's found some steam on that high side. And there goes Torgerson. Yep, he is on pit road. Leal
brought Abear with him.
So Leal vacates the lead. Torgerson and Abear. Here comes Travis, who I thought might go for the fuel, but he's not doing it. Dibble, Fleming, all on pit road. Wow, so very late stops here for the, lap 45 is the third of the race, Adam. And we got a bunch of guys still out on the track. At least 10 cars out here still. Here comes Wrecker.
Wild entry right there.
And look at Kane coming in. The rear end moving, wiggling all over the place. Michael Ottaviani becomes the race leader here. And it's looking more and more like nobody's going to be able to make it tonight.
Well, there's a couple of guys I'm keeping my eye on. And one of them is Spear. Spear can make it, stretch that deal. But I don't know, with the new tires and the lap times, it just looks like coming in now might be the play.
Well, I think they're all late coming in personally, but I like to voice my opinions even when they're not wanted. Royce Valley, doing a nice job. He's your race leader. He's up 20 spots right now. Looks like he might be getting ready to come in. And he is. This is trouble. That is a great stop by Valley if he did not speed.
It looks like it may be close, but he did a heck of a job getting on pit road.
So Spear now takes over the lead. You see Leal coming underneath him with the fresh rubber. Leal will get his lap back. So that's the amount of lead he has on Leal. Daren Bruce opened up that lead. Remember, Leal was in second, if I'm not mistaken. Bruce has opened up a 5-second gap on him now.
Wow. That's flying, folks.
So your new leader, Claus Williams. Now remember, Claus been running the high side almost the whole race. Now if he can make it, well, wouldn't that be something, Adam? One guy running the high line most of the race going to have the best fuel mileage out here?
Well, that, and it looks like Spear. Where's Spear? Spear's on a good road.
Spears. Oh, and we got someone wrecking.
Yellow flag.
Oh, and a major pile up. Valley involved. Hunt, Kane, Buskirk all involved. What in tarnation has happened?
I swear that sounded like 2-lap old tires right there. Somebody got a little bit greedy.
It certainly did. We look here at Paul Travis to see if he went off. Oh.
Oh, man. It looked like the...
It looked like Royce Valley just lost it at him on those fresh rubber that you were talking. You could hear it. We're used to hearing this, and we'll go quarter speed here. Comes in a little high, a little hot, and you can see it starting to yaw out on him, and there she goes. She is gone. Then you go back to it. Here is Baris and Buskirk. They're coming up on it now. They can see it at him, but you see one breaks. That's the 99, or 99 goes underneath. Hold on. That's a 66.
The 60 Maurice went underneath and Buskirk went high.
And let's see what, and then, yeah, Buskirk was forced a little high. Now he's braking, and he just can't avoid him. Heavy, heavy lick. Tony Ratliff comes through. Pork Chop, not so lucky. Kane, not so lucky. Tragedy here. Unreal. Pit stops commencing. Looks like Spear gonna stay out. He's your leader. He was just on pit road, so track position play here.
That's a tough night for that beautiful car that Paul K was driving.
So Rick Thompson here has made up some great track position, Adam. He's moved in right behind Bruce. Torgerson, or that's Jackson, sorry, Jason Jackson in the 86 machine. Then Leal, so Leal gets squeezed out a bit with those later pit stops.
Yeah, and this is gonna, hopefully, I don't know if it will cause another caution, but these guys got to be a little bit more vigilant about being on these fresh tires.
Yeah, they take about 2 laps at them where they're extremely dangerous, and they feel good. You know, you go in and they go, oh boy, I got new tires. Let's set a world record lap, and the next thing you know, you're going around. So we got a bunch of wave rounds coming up. You got, looks like Tony Ratliff, Rachel Hunt, Kulikowski, Ian Spear. And it looks like that's it. So a few wave rounds to be had. We'll get it all sorted out. We'll re-rack them. And now, Jason Spear out of Spear Motorsports will be on the point, and he's no stranger to Charlotte, is he?
No, this is one of his better tracks, and I mentioned that the other night. And hopefully he can get a good restart. He's got Claus, which Claus has been real good on the high side as well.
Yeah, Claus been very good up on the high side, and he'll start up there. Now Rick Thompson's up here. He likes to go to the front early. Daren Bruce, who looked so dominant, he's got his work cut out for him now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Daren can get around these guys and get back up to the point like he was.
Out in the chat, see a bunch of people out here. We'll get back to that. Good to see you folks. Hope you're enjoying the show. We're going back to green. Spear with a great start. Bruce also, and Bruce, this is great for Bruce. He comes clean out of there. Claus not so good on that high side, but he'll cycle down in front of Thompson.
And it looked like Bruce was shot
And
over
there goes
again.
Thompson
Oh!
on those freshies. We just talked about it, Adam. Can't drive him like that.
Nope. It looks like his night's going to probably be cut short. Probably have steering wheel damage.
And you see Leo struggling again. That's the second time that he's kind of broken loose on fresh rubber. So this guy's got to get to realizing 2 laps are necessary. It's really hurting them. Out front, Jason Spear and the Warden getting away. This is nice to see. This is what fresh air will do for you, Adam.
And with him having a little bit more conscious driving style about the slick tires right now and the slick track condition, him and Daren are doing just like what we said. They're pulling away from the field.
Well, you also said something else, that if you work together, you can really pull it on the field. You think these two, both out of the Spear Motorsports family, you think they can get hooked up together and get away?
Well, it would definitely be beneficiary to both of them, because it not only would they pull away from the field even faster, it give them a little bit more gas in the tank too.
Got to be careful, though, if you're Bruce. You know, helping and playing a good teammate's one thing, but being run down by the likes of Leal, Williams, Jackson, Torgerson is another thing. And there's Otto Viani. He's got a little better track position this time as well.
Yeah, Otto Viani was showing that he had some speed, and he's still clicking off some decent times, but man, look at the gap that the front two have just, they're starting to cruise on a little bit.
Well, Leal hanging tough, so Leal there in third now. After he's got his tires under him, he's been pretty good, and now he was fastest last time by. Torgerson, he just set his best lap of the race, along with Kulikowski as well, put down his best lap, and so did Fleming. So those three are heating up here as we go along. Bruce now underneath the Spear. Side by side go the teammates. I think Bruce is going to
tuck back in behind Warden.
Yeah, I think he let off a little bit there to let the Warden go by. He'd rather draft him than, you know, fight with him there, Adam.
And that's a smart move, because then, you know, like you said, you still work together, pull away a little bit, but I think we're going to see the Warden is going to stretch it out.
Well, he is. The big question for me is, can Spear hang with him? I think he can. I think he might have to adjust his driving style to Bruce, and if you look at it right now, he is mirroring him right now.
He is. He's taking a note of the notebook for sure. But look right behind him. Like you said, Leo has not let them run away like I thought they would.
Yep, George Leal is not going to let him get away, there's no doubt. Claus Williams as well is taken back down to the bottom now. He looks strong. And Jackson and Torgerson look like they're pushing a little harder than they normally would, Adam. I don't think they like that gap that was developed during the first run.
No, and it made it real hard to pass. And right now you see that Claus isn't really running that high line like he was either. All those guys are definitely picking up the pace.
Yeah, I think Claus learned, and that's what I like. At least you got to learn from your first run. He's done that. But this group, back to Torgerson, is just flying. Otto Viani, another 2.5 seconds back. And then you got Wrecker and Sheffield there as well. These guys all in deep problems here. They got to get going. They cannot allow Bruce and Spear, and you can see Bruce has already walked away from Spear a little bit. Bruce is absolutely flying tonight.
Yeah, he's got this car on rails for sure. But You see those other guys, they're starting to close that gap.
Now, Adam, you're down here by Charlotte. You ever driven Charlotte Motor Speedway?
I have several times. It's a fun track.
I would love to get on it one day. It's a dream, Adam. You live so close to it. I don't think it quite holds the lure for you that it does for me. Or maybe lure being the wrong word, but man, I would give my kidney away to get down there and drive that track.
I drove both ways on that track too. Your favorite one.
Well, we don't want to hear about your drunk episodes, Adam.
I was hoping you would say, "Oh yeah, I want to drive the Roval."
Adam become quite a proficient road racer these days and can certainly drive the Roval with some of the best. There's Ottaviani and Wrecker. Wrecker again. Wrecker learned how to pass on that high side, and he's using it, Adam.
Yeah, but I was going to say, folks, don't let them think, Dean is the actual road racer too when he applies himself.
Well, like I've always said, Adam, I will road race with people in a road race car. Not interested in driving stock cars on road tracks, but I'm an old fuddy-duddy, Adam.
Not too old. But yeah, Wrecker's putting up a heck of a fight trying to get around him right now.
He is a little early to have the advantage up there, a little early in the run, but Wrecker doing a nice job. I'd love to see him get right up to the wall, Adam.
But you got to give it to Ottaviani. I mean, he's driven through the field. He's made some good passes, especially the last couple laps. He's been hanging tight, but I think that little bit of an air push from Sheffield might complete the deal.
I think Wrecker's moving up just a hair higher here, and you can see how smooth it is. Now, he does catch a little piece of the wall that time. Maybe tried for a little too much there. Sheffield thinking about the middle. It closes up on him, though.
And that's the most frustrating thing in the world as a race car driver. 1 minute you have help, 1 minute you don't, and then right when you think you're going to complete that pass, that wall comes out and grabs you.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky here, especially right here. You just come out of it a little too early and you're going to rub that wall. You see Sheffield catches a small piece of it there. Great battle going on right here between Wrecker and Ottaviani. The battle for 7th place.
While we've been talking, Jason Spears been actually passed by George Lill.
So George Lill moved up to 2nd. Spears starting to fall back now on the outside of Torgerson.
Yeah, Spears been under fire, it looks like, for the last 2 laps.
And this is very frustrating for Spears. He knows this track. He knows how to drive this track. He's got to be thinking, how is Bruce driving that fast and maintaining his stuff? Adam, how is he doing it?
It's typically a certain driving style that you use here, and you can see that, one, Daren holds a smooth wheel here, and he's no stranger to Charlotte neither. Lives right up the road from here. And you watch how Daren drives it in, but he lifts just enough, and he puts it on that line, and you can hear how smooth he's back into the throttle. And that's so important to carrying momentum around here.
And what will that line do for you here, Adam?
Well, not only is it fast, it saves tire. And he can control his car a lot easier at his style of pace.
I want to see here as we're in 1 and 2 here. We'll go back down to 3 and 4, and I want you to watch the exit of 4 here, and what you need to try and do, in my estimation, is stay a little bit low on the exit, Adam, and miss that rise. You're going to catch it here. He'll catch a piece of this bump on exit, or hill. So you come up the hill there, and that car will unload on you, won't it?
It will, but you see how smooth Daren does it, and right now we might be having a battle shaping up for the lead because Leo is starting to close that gap.
Yeah, Leo's saying, you hear a lot of talk about the Warden. What about me? The 51 closing in now under 8 tenths to Daren Bruce. You know, Leo, he's quick, man, and he's not going to give up nothing here. He's going to get up here and battle before this thing's over. You see Jackson and Torgerson pushing each other. Torgerson giving the shove. Let's get a look at Torgerson's paint job there. I did see Doyle out in the chat. Good to see you, Doyle, here again. There is Torgerson making the move down to the bottom, right on that line. It'll help you turn just a little bit, grabbing a little bit of that paint, but not enough right now.
Nah, but those guys, they definitely got to close up to start working together to catch some front runners.
We had someone rooting on one of the Ashleys, the 63. Unfortunately, not a night for him. Early wreck. Of course, rooting on Dibble. Batman out there. And Bryce says about my, I always talk about everybody running long here and not taking the pit stops, on the math cycle or close to it. And Bruce said, I never listened to you, Dean. I always ran long. I'm used to that, Adam. Not many listen to me.
I did, and I lost a race. I believe it was a Phoenix race, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think I was taken out of context just so the people know. Torgerson still battling here with Jason Jackson. Fleming, he's on pit road.
He's one of the early takers right now, but it's a little soon.
Well, I like it. Something different. He's going to have an advantage here.
Different.
I think Fleming, and not a lot to lose here. He's probably at least 10 laps ahead of others, and maybe more than that. So when they all come in, he'll probably have the lead for a moment in time, Adam. I mean, assuming all is well, and this is just a scheduled pit stop. Bruce lead, back up to a second, Adam. Frustrating, you get within 8 tenths, and the Warden stretches it back out on you.
Yeah, he is putting down some quick laps right now. He's just a little bit faster than Leo, but not by much.
And Spear has settled into 5th here, looking strong, plus 11. And I like this for Jason. Jason might have simply said, this is not the pace I want to run. And he's got a pace that he likes to run. He'll be better and better as the run goes along. So I think he just settled in. Claus Williams, he's in 6th, right where he started. Otto Viani up a couple into 7th, getting stronger here. Last time by, he was faster than the leader. Sheffield in 8th, Wrecker in 9th, and then Nick Burris, our big mover on the night. If you remember, Adam, he missed that wreck. I mean, he did a great job of avoiding it, and now the payoff, he's up 14 spots and in the top 10.
He is, but I was looking, one guy we hadn't really talked about that much, and he had a great recovery. Just moved into 11th place. We're battling Tony Ratliff, the closer.
The closer coming in, working on A-Bear. A-Bear, a tough pass, but it looks like he's going to get him right here. He's got to slide up, and he does just that. So he'll take that spot into 11th. He's up 16 spots.
Yeah, he's ran a very solid, quiet race as he usually does. And, with the pit stops coming up, you got a 40-lap run or so right now, 45-lap run. Who else is going to roll the dice and pit? And there's
Oh!
Rachel. Oh, my goodness. What a save.
Kept her off the wall there. That was a good
What a
little
save.
save. So she comes in here and abandons whatever position she abandoned. Pretty on schedule, I think, here, Adam.
She was in 15th place when she came in.
Let's see. So they were in around lap 60. And now we're on 91, so a little early on the pit stop for Rachel and others. We consider this a short pit here for sure by these people who are coming in, and I like it. Let's switch it up. I mean, especially if you're towards the back half of the lead lap, why not? Throw something out there, give it a try. But right now, Bruce still opening it up, Adam. He's now 1.1 seconds in front of Leal.
Well, some of these people that just pitted, they pitted before that caution. So they were in around 54, 52, some of them 45. And the leaders, they pitted on 59. So I do like this, that Daren would be definitely proud of this short pit. But who else is going to roll the dice here soon?
Yeah,
I would expect Jason Spear to.
I would not. I don't expect many here to roll the dice on the short pit. These guys all pretty standard. They're there with Batman, Bryce Reiner. They're going to stick to the overcut more times than not. I think they're going to go to about lap 105 before they even think of coming in, but who knows? Otto Viani in 6th there, Sheffield 7th, Wrecker, and Williams, he's in 9th. So this group here is still trying to make some headway.
They are, but man, they still have a long way to go. I mean, Daren is still opening up that gap. I mean, he's flying, but good to see that Troy has gotten past that little group. He's up to 3rd right now. And
Troy
Jason
was
Jackson's
fastest last time by Adam.
Yeah, he's been rocking. I've been watching him. George Leals in the pit road.
And he is out of control, Adam. Hopefully that's not a penalty, but he held on to it. That was a wild ride.
He definitely got in hot. And like I said, pre-race, they moved the cone since the update.
So
what? That is throwing guys off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point for sure, Adam. But what I want to know is why is everybody short pitting all of a sudden in a group full of people who always go long? A guy like, and now Spear, you called it. Spear does come in. So, I mean,
I rubbed my magic ball and had to go against Bryce Reiner, a.k.a. Batman.
So lap 57, he was in. I guess we've done close to 40 laps. Yeah, this is about halfway for Jason, so this is a good call. He's got the math. I didn't get my abacus out, so I didn't have things right.
And here comes
Bruce
the leader,
comes in
Daren
hot.
Bruce.
I mean, that's just a good-looking stop, Adam.
Oh, yeah, he got in really, really good. I do want to check in. Did Leo get a penalty or not?
Yeah, you check on that for us. It had to be close, Adam, the way that car was moving around.
I think he might have, because right now he's showing in 16th spot.
Well, I mean, he just came on pit road. I mean, I see him
He's
coming
just-
off of pit road. He
Yeah.
did not hold for 40.
He had a slower stop, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that's it, Adam. I don't think he got a penalty, or he'd still be on pit road. Torgerson's in, Sheffield's in, Wrecker and Ratliff as well.
We'll have to pull up the pit times and look and see how long his pit stop was.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that right now. As you see our leader, Jason Jackson, right now. And there, Leal's time was... So, yeah, he did get a penalty. You're right again, Adam. A 55-second stop, so that's a 40-second penalty for George Leal. I didn't think he could serve it in the time I didn't think enough time had passed, but I'm a little out of sorts tonight, folks. It's been a long weekend for me.
Rubbing my crystal ball once again.
Well, they're doing great for sure, Adam. You've been correct on those, no doubt about it. There's a look at Ian Spear as Jason Jackson comes underneath and heads to pit road.
Stop too.
Otto Viani closed in there. Looked good stop for him. Burris coming off of pit road. Claus Williams, new race leader, and you see Daren Bruce right in front of him. Just came off of pit road a while back, so Bruce stretching his legs here, opening it up.
But see, with Jason short pitting, Spear actually has a little bit of room on Troy right now. Not sure if he can sustain it, but 2 lap difference on their tires.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. He couldn't quite get past the Warden, but I think that was due to Daren's stop. And we'll look at that stop again. I don't know if it'll show up in these times, but a 40.5 and a 14.8 in the stall. So pretty good stop from Bruce. I don't think it takes into account that entrance from the off the track, Adam, and I think that's where the impressive part was.
Yeah, just looking at the interval right now, he certainly gapped a lot of cars getting on the pit road.
Sheffield trying to hold off Torgerson here, so this will be an interesting battle. Torgerson, and this is another thing about when to pit, Adam. If you wait, now you got to pass all these cars, right? So if you wait only 1 or 2 laps, and you get behind them, you're pretty equal, and it's going to take you 10 to 15 laps before you can really get around the guy. Now, I always suggest if you're going to go long, make it long. Let's make it at least 5 laps. Let's get a real tire advantage.
Yeah, but now I think some of the stuff that's going to play in the factor, and you see that Sheffield was using a little bit of the draft off of Toadman, the lap cars in the cycle right now. That's going to play into some guys' advantages, but Sheffield just knocked the wall down right there off
didn't
the
he?
floor.
It was a hard lick at him.
And you know that can damage the steering in these cars, as fragile as they've been made.
Are they using plastic these days, or?
Well, I mean, they're not as fragile as the next gens, as we saw in the race today. Those things, you sneeze on them and the toe link breaks. So, you know, these are man's cars when you're watching.
Here
comes Claus Williams to pit road. Yep. Claus had a more conservative entry, but very smooth still nonetheless.
Daren Bruce going to cycle around here and take over this lead. I think you'll see him coming into our picture here soon. There he is. So Bruce now a 3.2 second and a tire advantage over Jason Spear. 3rd place, Torgerson. He's found himself in the clean after Sheffield knocked the wall down, as you said. So this helps Torgerson out. He can get back to running his groove and his line here.
Well, right now it's going to be really interesting to see Jason Jackson as the freshest tires out of the guys in the top 5 right now. So wonder if those 2-lap newer tires are going to make a big difference.
Yeah, I just don't think they will, Adam. I think it'll make a difference, but I just don't think it'll be that big. There's a look at Sheffield and Otto Viani. Let's get a better view here and just kind of see the lines these two are running.
Little big screen TV on the back stretch. You can see where their RGR Nation camp right there in that spot this past spring.
Yes, sir. Sitting out there watching old wind tunnel TV videos.
Hey, we just watched Ottaviani knock down the wall in 4-2.
Yeah, both these guys are pushing a little hard. Sheffield, a little out of sorts tonight, Adam. Are you a little surprised? I mean, I don't think we've ever seen, well, we probably have, but not often we see the 36 not be, one of the top 3 guys out here on the track speed-wise.
Just looking at that little crease in the right front, I think his car's hurt. And that is such a bad feeling that will just give you just enough where the car won't drive like it should.
The warden out here putting them down. And I love that he is rocking that Alive Church machine. Big shout out to the Alive Church and their sponsorship here of the series. Of course, tonight's race, the Armed Forces Appreciation 200, Adam. And, I think you all have some family members, some friends, or even yourself who served in the military. And, we all know about the stories about what they go through both in combat and beyond those days. And I just can't say enough good things about them and how much I appreciate them.
Yeah, I had several family members serve in the service, and one of my dear friends, Carly West, she served in the service. And give a shout out to Benny Bradsher, who we married last weekend. He served as well.
And I'm sure those type of stories go up and down everybody watching here tonight. And I just want you to think about those people and say a prayer and say a thank you, and that's all, really.
Tell you, Troy is making some steam, but there we see those 2-lap newer tires. They have caught up to the back of these two guys up in second and third.
Tom Ashley with that early problem way back in 20th. He's on pit road. And yeah, Troy Torgerson flying around here. He's a couple of tenths faster at least than your leader, Daren Bruce, right now. But he's also 4 seconds back at him.
Yeah, and making up 4 seconds in 24 laps. He would literally have to be knocking down half second a lap to start to even think about racing Daren for the win.
Well, and the other thing is, we know Daren so well, Adam. He's probably backed her down just a hair with this kind of lead.
Well, yes and no. Looking at his lap times, he's still rocking consistent 31 laps and 31 twos. Troy did a 31-1, and Jason Jackson, the guy with the freshies, he ran a 0. So Jason, and he just got around Spear, so he's up to 4th place, but he's showing those tires are coming in.
He's up to
so
3rd,
is
Jason Jackson is, yeah.
Yeah, Ottaviani pitted the same time as Jackson, and Ottaviani is rolling as well.
Yeah, these boys were hoping this race would be another 50 laps or so because they're looking good right now.
I was surprised to see that Williams, he has not made up as many spots as I thought he would, even though he's running 30.4s. He's a full second faster than the guys in front of him, but he's got 3 seconds to make up on the 9th place car. I don't know how much more he can close the gap.
Yeah, we're just looking around at some of the other guys. There's Tom Ashley, banged up car back in 20th. Brantley, I haven't talked a lot about Brantley tonight. Just not agreeing with him out here, and perhaps some bad luck with cautions. Who knows? With the 3 back in 19th. Ian Spear, a decent little run here in 18th. He's up 11 spots out of the 32. Just like Uncle Jason out here, he's favoring Charlotte a little bit.
He is, but he got caught up in that real big wreck that got in turn 4, and he's able to get his car fixed, and that makes for a long night. But he's having a consistent run.
There's a look at Fleming, a little off as well. He's back in 17th. LaPrime in 16th. Now he's picked up, and we haven't brought up Robert LaPrime tonight. Let's get a look at his paint while we're here. And there you see the U.S. Army machine. I mean, we should have been on this. This is the car, my goodness. So LaPrime with a beautiful paint job, up 12 spots, having a good run here tonight.
Yeah, he's been a solid horse. He's up 12 spots and running pretty decent lap times right now as well.
Looking good. Leal with that penalty. Meyer back in 15th now. There's Rick Thompson. Remember, he got loose on those fresh tires, so that hurt him. Kulikowski. Haven't talked about him a lot. We'll get a look in on his paint here. And you see this TVP, not sure what that stands for, but the number 7 up 10 spots into 13th here tonight, Adam.
Yeah, he's had a pretty decent run, and right there, you see the Warden right there in front of him, rocking and rolling, and Thompson just hit the wall again. Thompson is having a struggle tonight keeping his car off the wall.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd. I don't know why everybody's having the problem here. Has there been some adjustments made to that turn 4 exit, Adam?
To me, it felt like it, before you had where you felt like you could sweep the corner more, and now I don't feel that same grip level coming through that area. And I think that's what some of the guys are feeling right now tonight. But Jackson is giving his all. He has closed that gap up on Jordan. Second place.
Ottaviani's coming behind as well. So Jackson and Ottaviani moving late in this run, and they're making up time. I mean, on the Warden. The Warden's lead down to 3.4.
But one thing that the Warden has done that they have to do is they got to get through that lap traffic. Warden has already gone through some of that lap traffic.
Yeah, it's probably something to do with it there. A little fresher tires for these guys, but the story of the night is that 15, the Alive Church machine of Daren Bruce. Battle for second, third, and fourth. Starting to heat up. Can anybody get anything done? Jackson's getting right to Torgerson, but if you watch Torgerson's line, he's running a pretty solid line here, Adam.
He is, and it's taking just enough air off the front of Jackson's car, and it's right when he needs it.
You hear that feathering of the throttle. That's what you like to hear, Adam, is throttle control from these guys.
And look at the American flag on Troy's helmet right there. Isn't that a cool camera shot?
There you go. Perfect symmetry here tonight.
That one guy I was looking at, Klaus William has caught. He passed Tony Ratliff while we've been watching this battle up front. So Klaus with them new tires, he's still knocking down some pretty good lap times.
Yes, other good runs here tonight. Nick Burris having an excellent run. Let's get a close-up on his car. There is the Civil Tech machine of Nick Burris. He's up 15 spots. Unfortunately for him, he's not our biggest mover. That's Tony Ratliff, the closer, as you call him. He's into 11th, Adam.
Yeah, Tony still had a rock-solid night. Rachel Hunt's had a good night, and so does Adam Kulikowski. Robert LaPrime still doing his thing, and Spear Ian is right there with him.
Rachel back in 12th. Right behind LaPrime, but LaPrime is a lap down in 16th position. Torgerson now has stretched his leg on Jackson. Jackson caught up. Torgerson walked away, and now Ottaviani is picking on Jackson, looking to take away a top 3 position here. Good battle.
9 laps to go now, man. This door's closing. Got to get everything you can.
And Ottaviani's going to get this done, I believe. So how about that? I thought Jackson was coming from nowhere, but he kind of stalled out all of a sudden at him.
Yeah, but you see, that's what I was talking about. That new way that the transition is in 3 and 4. You just get a little better run, but then watch Jackson. He's going to pull right beside him again right here in 1 and 2. Unless Ottaviani can stay in the gas.
I think Ottaviani just had a little too much for him there, Adam, but you're absolutely correct about the way the track drives. Sheffield, he's taking the battle in Spear now, trying to pick up 5th. The 83 trying to hang on. He's been out here a little longer with that short pit, and look at him. He's squeezing the Sheffield. I love this.
Yeah, and Brantley got in the wall, big old possum. Having some rough luck tonight, folks. He scraped the wall, had to come in the pit road.
7 laps remaining here. The lead down to about 2.8 seconds. Spear holding off Sheffield. Sheffield wiggles up into the wall. You see Spear right in that middle groove, putting those lefts right on that seam, Adam.
Yeah, he is, and I know that's got to be a frustrating feeling for Sheffield. He's trying his darndest.
Oh, he is working Spear, and I think Spear might have let him go, or that was a full send maybe by Sheffield. He wants that spot in the worst way. I mean, you got to race for it. There's 6 laps to go.
Yeah, Spear's holding on tight. I mean, oh man, Sheffield pushed him up just a little bit.
Sheffield is overdriving entry here. This is getting dangerous. And almost a rub there. He is really working him over.
He is, but Jason is going to have it run right off of 2 again.
Yeah, well, let me give you a little piece of advice, folks. If you rub up on Jason Spear, he's only going to make it more difficult. Oh, no, you let him go? Or the full send by Sheffield.
That one.
Oh, that was a slide job. Crossover by the 83. Spear gets down to the bottom. The fight continues. While this goes on, Daren Bruce in his lead back up to 3.4. Torgerson into 2nd. Ottaviani 3rd. Jackson into 4th. Back to this battle. And Sheffield is taking it. Spear cannot be happy, though.
Yeah, I've always said Spear can be like passing Ryan Newman at times.
Well, he can. He can be a tough pass, but he'll race you clean, so... Sheffield clearly a little faster at this stage. Thought he deserved it. He went out there and he took it. That's fair game. Behind them, Wrecker moving on up. He's into 7th. You got A-Bear in 8th. There's Burries, 9th now. Top 10 for Williams. Tony Ratliff. So the battles have all subsided. The night all belonging to the Alive Church machine. Daren Bruce about to take the white flag at him.
He is, and I know he's got to be smiling because he has definitely put a heck of a performance out here on this beautiful Sunday night. And, you know, Alive Church doing good and well, and, I mean, he's going to bring this car to victory lane.
Yeah, just got a couple more corners, 4 to be exact. The white flag is out. Daren Bruce in the Alive Church car, a dominant performance, just been solid as a rock all night. Haven't seen a wiggle or a bobble out of that machine at all. He'll come down into 3, the 15, through the center, into the exit he goes. Daren Bruce is going to win the Armed Forces Appreciation 200. What a night for him. Torgerson with a great run into 2nd. Ottaviani a late surge into the top 3. Jackson and Sheffield grab top 5 finishes.
Yeah, that was a heck of a performance, what a Warden. He'll definitely give us another performance when he burns it down after winning this race.
He certainly will. Fireworks going off in the background. How about that? What a shot. Here comes Torgerson. He comes up, gives him a little rub. Congratulations. And whoa, he's gonna get wrecked here by Otto Viani. He was, I think that was a congratulations rub gone awry there, Adam.
Yeah, I think it was. It was actually kind of funny, though.
It happens once in a while, but that beautiful Alive Church machine survives. He'll get some photos taken down here. We'll stay with him for his burnout here, Adam. See what he's got for you.
I have high expectations,
I don't, Adam. Just I don't know.
No, I like to see what people have. I mean, some guys have got it down pat, and some just do the lazy donut.
Well, that's me
we'll
all
see
day, Adam. I'm not here to impress. I'm here to be happy about my victory. But I gotta say, I'm a little jealous of you dog walkers. But Daren, pretty calm. He's gonna act like he's been here before, Adam.
Yeah, he's given a pretty good, conservative burnout. He didn't do the dog walk just yet. Maybe he'll try it, but
Maybe one of these days, but what he knows and what he knows for sure, that's how to win races. Especially, we talk about all the time when we're away from mile and a half, and he shows it every time we come back. He's just dominant on mile and a half, isn't he?
yes, he is. Especially, ones that have some banking. He don't really do that hot at the flat tracks, but the ones with the banking, you better watch out.
Absolutely. We went through our top five. Spear with that early pit stop, back into sixth. Didn't play out exactly as well as he had hoped. Wrecker seventh. Bear, Baris, and Claus Williams, your top 10. You have Tony Ratliff, Rachel Hunt, Kulikowski, who was a lap down. So Tony Ratliff, or Rachel Hunt, sorry, last car on the lead lap in 12th. And then Kulikowski, Thompson, George Leal with that problem on pit road. LaPrime, Ian Spear, and Fleming. And you can find your favorite driver a little further back. A couple guys having issues. Travis got caught up. That was unfortunate. Of course, racing with that paint job and thinking of his father. And Collins, an innocent bystander in that wreck as well. And, Brantley we've seen struggle a little bit. We had a little bit of everything here tonight, Adam. A little bit of wall smacking, some loose cars here and there, and a standard Daren Bruce performance to boot.
Yeah, standard performance. But one thing you neglected to see and say, look at the top three. It's all Spear Motorsports cars tonight.
Well, there you go. Team Spear with quite an evening, to be sure. Right now, if we can get there, we're going to go and take a short commercial. We'll come back and we'll get some race interviews in. Back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What a night for Daren Bruce taking that. And what a night. You brought it up for Spear. 4 cars in the top 6. How about that, Adam?
A heck of a night for the Spear Motorsports camp, folks. I mean, they have shown they have come to play tonight. Man, a heck of a points night for the winner, too.
Yeah, absolutely. That is big as well. Right now, let's turn our attention to the third place finisher, the number 53, Michael Ottoviani. Congratulations, Michael.
Hey, fellas, appreciate it, man. Really do.
So it was an interesting night. A couple of cautions broke up some of those runs. Mike, were you hoping for a little bit more? I mean, you looked very good on the long, long run.
Yeah, you guys know me by now. I take pride in taking care of my stuff, and I wanted that thing going green the whole time. But track position was everything here. I felt like if you got caught behind a car that was a little slower or pushing their stuff, you really bled time. And in the beginning, everyone was kind of the same speed. Everyone was pushing really, really hard. So it was hard to save tires too.
It was, and it looked like the high line was a little fickle out there. Mike, what did you find up there? We did see, for reference, I think, was it Adam Recker, I believe, kind of moved up to the higher high side, closer to the wall, and that seemed to work for passing people. But if you were trying the middle or somewhat high lane, didn't look like it was that effective tonight.
Yeah, there was an avenue for it, especially as the tires wore and you started pushing center real bad. I feel like you could really roll the top probably more, but you're sacrificing that right rear more so. I think that's in my opinion the most important tire here, because you want those runs off and you can really deal with right front wearing if with a lower bias and how you drive the car in. It was kind of very I'd say very precise. If you went a little too high on entry, you would never be able to recover and you'd just be, a lane and a half all the way around. But if you brought it low, kind of the banking would keep you right on that line. And I tried to, rinse and repeat that the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. You think about driving this car around here, you think about turn four a lot. How was that handling as well? We've seen a lot of guys, Mayo. I mean, we'll actually just change the question. We've seen, people smacking the wall out of four, which is quite common with that little hill there if you get a little high up. And the other thing we've seen was guys losing grip early in the run, right? Cold tires seem to bite a few people here.
Yeah, it's these restarts, man. You kind of had to go. Well, you had one of two things you could do. You could really save your stuff, try to catch them on the back end, or go get your track position because everyone's falling off basically the same time, especially that top, 2 through 5 through 8. Everyone's really running really hard. The fall off's almost exactly the same time. So the first run, I took my time, and then I almost hit George. I'm glad Jason Jackson checked up and didn't run me over, but unfortunately some guys got caught up in it. But you really had to pay attention to your line. You got to really stay on it and get in a good groove. As big as this track is, it almost runs like a short track in my opinion. Just how it's like you don't get much of a break between corners, so you really got to hit your marks over and over and over.
Well, you do, and it's something you're getting very good at. Top threes are becoming pretty frequent here. What do we got to do to take the next leap to get the Daren Bruce's, the Troy Torgersons, and well, actually, now that I say those names, I got a better question for you. As I'm in a question-changing mood tonight. This team Spear, how about it? 4 cars in the top 6.
Oh yeah, we got studs from Rachel all the way up. I mean, we're jam packed full of guys that can turn left and women that can turn left. I mean, we're awesome, and we really work really well together. We kind of give as much feedback as we can, and that all comes from Jason. He's kind of the heart and soul of it, obviously, with his name on my car. But we cannot do it without him, and this team's just we're in a real good headspace, real good on the track right now.
Yeah, I mean, dominant. Took the podium. Jason himself back in 6th. Be a little early stop. Couldn't quite hold up, but a good run. Michael, you've been doing fantastic. I can't wait to get you into victory lane. I'm sure it's right around the corner. But savor this one. A great race, a third place. Congratulations, and we'll give you the mic, my friend.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Again, big shout out to Spear. Love those guys to death. Those men and women, and big shout out to all the military. This is a big race for us. We got a lot of people that were in the military or know people that are in the military, and I hold this close to my heart, running a Army car that Bryce Reiner was able to put together really fast. I really appreciate that by him. So thanks to Bryce, and obviously Alive Church, Caillou Glass, and East Coast Web Printers on Thursday. Thank you, JB. Thank you, Mr. Brown, and the guys over at Caillou. We really appreciate them. TJ and his son. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll take this third. It's a hard race, so we'll absolutely take it.
Absolutely. Adam, that's Michael Ottaviani. Third place finish here tonight.
Well, Dean, I am getting ready to speak to the second place finisher tonight, Troy Torkelson. Man, a little bit of short pit. Looked like he had a pretty sporty car most of the race, man. Tell us about your second place finish.
Yeah, how about that, man? Pretty decent run tonight. Was able to keep it, close to the front most of the night. Well, Daren, he kind of like checked out and he was gone the whole time. But yeah, I had a lot of fun racing in the top 10 tonight and just tried to let the car roll. Didn't want to burn up the right front. We raced here in another class not too long ago, and I didn't run too well. I think I finished, I don't know, 10th or 11th or something, but I was burning up the right front. But we had a lot better car tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say at times, man, Dean and I kept looking through the stats and stuff, and multiple times you were one of the fastest cars on the track, and it looked like you had a pretty good handle on it. But do you think that you could have done anything strategy different wise? I saw you did that little bit of a short pit at the end. Uh, could you have done anything different to try to get up there to your teammate?
Oh, that's a tough task. You seen how fast he was tonight, man. Nobody was even around him the whole night, except for lap cars when he was passing them. But yeah, Daren was great. I'm just glad to finish. I had a great run tonight, man. I can't complain about a second place finish. The whole team ran really good tonight.
Yeah, that was the one thing that Dean and I saw at the end of the race, and I brought it up to him. I mean, top three cars, all Spear Motorsports, and four out of the top six are Team Spear Motorsports. I mean, dude, what did y'all have a strategy coming in before the race, or I mean, y'all all ran phenomenal tonight.
Let the car roll. Let the car roll, man. You know, don't throttle it too fast off the edge of the corners and push that right front. And so I let it roll all night and it worked out for me.
Well, Dean, I'm gonna give him the floor. Thank your sponsors or any shout outs you want to do. And I know you had some fans out there in the chat. And congratulations on your two finish tonight, Troy.
Thanks a lot, Adam. Appreciate it. Yeah, I got to thank the team. We had a great run tonight, man. Daren and Otto and Jason and the other Spear boys and Rachel's in there. And man, I'm just proud to be part of this team. And we're starting to drive a little bit. We're getting better finishes. And got to thank you guys in the booth, man. You guys in the booth. I can't wait to go back and watch it, man. I enjoy watching it. You guys are exciting and the best broadcast on the sim right now, as far as I'm concerned. Got to thank Doyle. Doyle, we had the Armed Forces car tonight, but I run an Armed Forces car every night, man. Every night we run. So go Navy. We beat Air Force yesterday in football. So thanks a lot, Doyle. The car's great, man. Love it. Love you. Thanks for supporting me. Gotta thank Alive Church and Caillou Glass and East Coast Web Printers, man, for allowing us to do this. And airing it with you guys. Really appreciate it. All the guys at RGR, all the admins for putting on the league. They have a very competitive field of drivers here. I got to thank all the drivers out there, and thank the men and women of the United States military for protecting us and making us safe so we can do what we want to do here.
Well, Dean, that was your second place finisher, Troy Torgerson. I've heard you have caught up with his teammate, the Warden, Daren Bruce, in Victory Lane.
Yes, sir. Had to get through the crowd to find Mr. Daren Bruce down here in Victory Lane, celebrating another one that's back to back. Congratulations, Daren.
Hey, thanks, Dean. I hope we made it boring for you.
Well, it's never boring up here in the booth, especially when I got the Bulldog with me. But Daren, getting out here, I think clean air. Me and you talk about this personally sometimes, how important it is, and getting out there was important. And when we reset after an incident out there, you were in third, I believe, on the restart. What were you thinking then? Was your goal is, man, I want that clean air back?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got started back, and I got a good jump right behind Jason. And we was able to get out in front of third place a little bit. You know, me and Jason's teammate, and we just kind of rode there for a while. So that wasn't too bad as long as we wasn't getting pressured from behind.
Yeah, and soon after, I imagine, well, let's go with your teammates. You talked about Jason Spear. He heads this team, 4 out of the top 6, Daren. You worked with him for a bit there, and, you're just a bit of a horse here tonight that I couldn't be held back, so you had to go. But how proud of you are of the teammates as well.
How about that Spear crowd, man? Top 3 and 4 of the top 6, and Rachel just outside the top 10. We work good together. I like this crew.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it seems like you guys are getting along well. Otto Viani talking about it as well, and he's up and coming. Someone you were talking about pre-race there, Daren. Were you concerned at all during this race? We've seen these times kind of close in on occasion. Guys are like Otto Viani, Jason Jackson, and Troy, of course. Kind of closing in here and there. Were you thinking maybe I went out a little too hard?
The thought went through my mind early. They kind of closed a little bit early, but then as the run went on and went longer, it stabilized, and then I would start creeping back out. And I was like, phew. Like you said, I thought maybe I'd went out too hard, but I just kind of got settled into a pace and just trying to hit the line where I was down on that blue line the whole time. And after a while, I'd start pulling back out.
Now, I want to bring up something else here with you, Daren. Tonight was the Armed Forces Appreciation Race, and I'm sure everybody has a story, a friend, a family, or themselves in the military, and both positive and negative, but the appreciation is what we're talking about, and we sure do appreciate them, don't we?
We appreciate all the military, and I'm going to mention my cousin. He was a member of the SEALs there for years, retired as a SEAL instructor, and he passed away of a heart attack a couple of years ago. But we appreciate everything the military does. Those people sacrifice a lot, even if they don't get into some battle somewhere. They sacrifice a lot just giving up family and moving around the world with their military careers. We really appreciate them.
Yeah, and they keep giving, Daren, even after their service is gone, with some of the things they suffer with. And of course, that's Steve Stansel, and I consider him a friend, even though I knew him a short time. A great man, and I think, when I think of him, Daren, I think of the military too. He resembles everything that is good about it, right? He enjoyed it. He represented it well.
He lived it, ate it, breathed it, slept it every minute of every day, but he never bragged about it. He was always low-key about it.
Well, that's a lot like you are with the racing, Daren. You're very humble, man, very low-key about it, but we all know you're becoming a dominator, especially on these mile and a halves. And, I almost hate bringing it up, but I know it doesn't bother you, but these mile and a halves, you just kind of carry them around in your little pocket, don't you?
I don't know what it is, but they suit me better. They suit my driving style better. I'm awful on the short tracks, but I just love his mile and a half.
Well, I'm awful happy for you for this victory tonight. Happy for your team. Great job by Spear Motorsports there. Congrats on the victory, and we'll give you the mic, my friend.
Yeah, well, thank you guys at Wind Tunnel and Todd and George for what they do at RGR. How about the Spear team, man? I got more trophies for the Spear Motorsports trophy case. Thank Kalu Glass and East Coast Web Printers, and great big shout out to Mike Brown and Alive Church for sponsoring this Sunday night series. He does big things here, and hope him and Shannon doing good. I want to thank my sister. She keeps up with this, Carrie. Hey, Carrie, we love you. My wife for letting me do this. My grandkids, and I also want to note last week y'all were talking about the paint job on here. Shane Fleming painted this car. He paints a lot of the cars, and I asked the guys who were painting them. They said Shane. I contacted Shane, and he asked me what I wanted. I said, man, just surprise me, and he did. Man, he did an awesome job here. We thank Shane Fleming for doing that.
Well, that's awesome to hear, Daren, because we kind of had a little mystery on the painter there. So Shane Fleming, and I
Yeah,
got to tell you, Daren, before I let you go, I love your paint, man. That's a very unique
I do
color,
too.
and I think it's awesome.
It's kind of off white with that kind of metallic red on it. I think it looks pretty sharp, man. I appreciate it, Shane.
All right, Adam, Daren Bruce, victory lane once again.
Yeah, man. Spear Motorsports was dominant tonight, and it was good to see a little bit of mix up there at the front every now and then. But like you said, he had this track in his back pocket, and it showed.
Yeah, man, he's owning these mile and a halves, and I love everything about this race and this appreciation for the armed forces. Everybody, make sure you always show appreciation. These people deserve it, and we should honor and cherish their service. And you can save any other thoughts for your government representatives instead of the people serving your great country. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Adam the Bulldog Newton, that's going to wrap it up here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.